one-person high shoulder carry. The firefighter begins at the midpoint of the ladder, making his way to second rung, then moves into the straight arm position, chest position, and shoulder position. The firefighter then, utilizing the step stabilize technique, begins the process of shouldering the ladder. Once the ladder is shouldered, the firefighter moves out to the building in which he is going to ladder. On his approach, he calls "All clear, ladder coming through," checking for overhead obstructions. In anticipation of extending the fly, the firefighter insteps the ladder. Placing one hand at a time to the halyard, eyes towards the tip, calls "Extending fly, fingers and toes." Once the dogs become locked, the firefighter verbalizes "Dogs locked." The firefighter then places one foot center of the bottom rung, hands to a shoulder height rung, and lowers the ladder into the building. The firefighter then takes up position to step out the ladder. The firefighter places his hands center of the second and fifth rung, looks up and looks down, and steps out the ladder. Once the ladder has been stepped out, the firefighter takes up position, checks for 4 points of contact, and the proper climbing angle. The firefighter then prepares to step in the ladder. Taking up position with hands 2 and 5, looking up and looking down, steps in the ladder. The firefighter then places his foot center of the bottom rung, hands to a shoulder height rung, and removes the ladder from the building. Once the ladder becomes vertical, the firefighter then insteps the ladder, placing one hand at a time to the halyard, and states "Retracting fly, fingers and toes, dogs unlocked." Once the fly is completely retracted, the firefighter then calls "Dogs locked." The firefighter then takes one step forward, pivots the ladder on its beam, and calls "All clear, ladder coming down." The firefighter then steps back while re-shouldering the ladder. To ground the ladder, the firefighter takes one step forward, sticking the spur on the beam of the ladder to the ground. The firefighter then utilizes a step stabilize technique back to the shoulder position, chest position, straight arm position, then gently places the ladder down on its beam. The firefighter then does a 180 back to the midpoint of the ladder and grounds the ladder.